Hello again, YouTube. This, I guess you call it a special edition kind of video or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to talk about mods in this video. So there's no, right now I'm still waiting on the model shipments to show up. And I think mainly for Eagle Moss, they sent me an email probably over a month and a half ago saying something about they were moving to another centralized location so they can reduce the amount of delays that they're having. And who knows when that's going to resume, on how long it's going to take for them to resume their shipping. Well, I mean, Eagle Moss has been slow because of shipping, but it's not really their fault. I mean, you got shipping containers coming in from wherever they come in, and the ships are still stuck out, being not offloaded and kind of thing. That's causing delays worldwide. So it's not their fault. So and, they're doing what they can, but they're trying to reduce the amount of delays that's happening. And the same, I don't know about Fan Home has not really been bad about delays, but a little bit, about 3 weeks after Eagle Moss's email saying that they were going to move, then Fan Home said they were going to go to another warehouse too to reduce shipping delays. Well, I haven't really had no shipping delays from Fan Home, for the Dodge Charger. But ever since they said that they were going to move to another centralized, another location so they can reduce the amount of delays, then they haven't shipped anything. So they're like a month past due, and so is Eagle Moss. They're about a month and a half past due as of making of this video. Anyway, what we're going to talk about in this video is I got some mods. Now, I did mention something at the end of, I don't know if I did it in both videos that I did of the Charger and Ecto 1. I don't know if I said anything about it. I know I did an Ecto 1 video, but I'm not sure if I said anything about it in the Dodge Charger video. But I ordered some mods. Pretty much most of the ones I wanted for Ecto 1, and I ordered some. There ain't anything that I can find for the Dodge Charger. So, but I got some mods that came in. There's also some add-ons that go with the model Ecto 1. And I said I ordered some what they call magnetic. They're not what they call it, wheel caps. They go in the center of the hubcaps on the wheels. I got those, and I ordered something else that I got sitting over somewhere. I have to find it. But I got a couple mods that came in. I'm still waiting on some more mods to come in from Mike Lane. He has to they're handmade. They're made to order. As soon as you order them, he starts making them. And I think I got another 2 more weeks before he ships, I think. So he's still making them, and it's been like 4 weeks now since I ordered the stuff. I did get some of it in the mail, so there's still some more coming. I ordered about 8 or 9 mods from him, I think, because of my tax, when I got my tax money. So I'm anxiously waiting for those to show up. So, and I guess we'll get right to it. Now, forgive the mess on my desk. It's I haven't been saying that in any of the videos, but yeah, I got a messy desk. So I'm gonna leave it at that for a moment, and I'll show you each one of the mods. I'm gonna show you what the website shows on the magnetic hubcap or the wheel caps, and I'll show that, and then I'll show you the mod. And then I'll show you what it looks like on the car. Well, actually, it's up above my head right now, so I'm not going to pull the model down, but I'll try to get the camera up there to it so you can actually see what they look like on the car. So, just hang tight. Okay, here's Mike Lane's website on the wheel caps. I'll show you this first before I show you what they look like in my hand. But, it's what they, if you remember my video when I did the wheels, or put the cap or wheel hub caps on, and I didn't put the center caps in. I didn't do that, and I left it kind of like that because I was waiting for this to come in the mail. I was waiting for these to come in, the wheel caps. This is what they kind of look like. But I'll show you these in a little bit, okay? But on the website you can see, so get it over here. Why is this thing not doing? Never mind. Anyway, this is pretty much how it goes on. The instructions are on the website. You know, it shows you what they, you know, how you put the magnet. There's a magnet, and then you have the wheel cap, and then you have a piece of plastic in between so you don't scratch the surface of the thing. This is what it looks like from Eagle Moss. This is what they give you, and this is what the wheel magnet, the magnets that you put in the wheels. That's what they look like after. So here's a picture of the actual Ecto 1 and what the wheel caps look like on the real car. These are the caps that you put in your model. So yeah, the ones that Eagle Moss give you are not bad looking, but they're made out of plastic, and when you stick them in there, it's hard to get them back out. These come out with a magnet, so makes it easy. But they also look like the original. As you can see, there's the original, the hubcaps, or the caps that go in the center. And he's got tutorials on the, he's got tutorials on the videos that you can look at, and you can also comment on it and everything like that. So there's that. Okay, there's my model. See, it's underneath the dust cover, and that's what they look like on the model. I'm not going to pull the model down, but that's what they look like on the wheel. So there's the magnetic caps in. I got the other one. I got the other one on the other side too. So this is the driver's side, and the passenger side's got it in too. I only got 2 wheels on the model so far. So if you've been watching the videos, then you'll know. But that's what they look like on the model. Look pretty good, don't they? So there's that. And that's where I keep my Ecto 1, and that's where I keep the charger, and it's right above my computer. So okay, a little bit more. So I was going to show you this. Now when you get your wheel caps, you get 5 of them. You get the little plastic thingy. I don't know what they call this part. It's a little tab that goes in between the magnet, this magnet, and the wheel cap, so you don't scratch the surface. So you have that little thing. It's a little tab. It's made of plastic. It comes with it, and then you get the magnet. And this is a very strong magnet. It's not weak at all. As you can see, it just immediately picks it up. Excuse me. But it's very strong. See, it's a very strong magnet. So it's not a weak magnet at all. So it's pretty strong. So I'm going to stick it back where it belongs, so I can keep the magnet away from it. And it's got its own little storage where you can put this away. You get 5 of these, even though you don't, I don't know if you get a spare tire in the kit or not. I mean, when you're building the model, I don't know if you get a 5th tire as a spare. I'm not sure if it gives you one. But it gives you 5 of these instead of 4. So I guess just in case you lose one, you'll have an extra one. So that's how it comes to you. You get the little bit of an instruction booklet. Tells you how to put them on, which is not that difficult. And then it says something about magnet safety. Magnets are very powerful, depending on how strong they are. And it's, dangers for this and that, liability, and that kind of thing. So that's just a little tidbit on that. Alright, we'll get to the next mod. Okay, the next mod I got from Mike Lane is the rear carpet for the car. It's got the metal trim. These little pieces here are made out of metal. You got all the floor carpet to actually go around the back end of the car. You even have a grate, which I actually have another one that actually has you can actually see the definition of the screws a little better than this one, but I'll be using it instead of this one. Excuse me. So on the website you can see this is everything that's in the kit that I just showed you. I'm not going to take it out of the package. I'm just going to show you what's on the website. and it has it all laid out and everything where it goes in the back side of the car. It's more than likely it's got the instructions here. So this is what the model looks like before, and this is what it looks like after you put the carpet in it. And he shows you where it goes. Each piece is lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You know, you got the other letter. You know where everything goes inside the car. So it's step-by-step instructions, tell you how to put it on and all that stuff. And you know, he's showing you where he's using tweezers to help get into the little nooks and crannies and stuff like that. So, but he tells you how to put it in and everything. And he also has a picture of the actual car, what the real car looks like, and it shows carpeting in and everything like that. So he's trying to mimic what the actual car shows. So he's got a few instructions on how to put it on, all that things like that. So just like the other pages, but the instructions are on the website. You go to MikeLanes.com. I will put a description in the bottom of the video at the end, or I might put a little link here for you to click on to show you how you can get to his website if you're interested in any of his mods. He sells a lot more. I got like 8 more coming, and it might be another 3 weeks before I actually get those. And I'm not going to show you what they are. I'm going to surprise you which of the other ones are. Alright, now inside the box, when I got these, he gave me a thank you card. Kind of fancy there, isn't it? And this is what it says on the back of the card. Now, if you want to pause the video, you can look at it. If I can get this zoom in or get it to quit being blurry. But you can pause it if you want to, so you can look at it and you can go check him out, that kind of thing. So that's what it looks like on the back. Alright, now we'll get back to show you the next mod. My next little mod, as you can see, comes from Mr. Fusion Designs. And in case you haven't noticed, if you've ever went to Mr. Fusion Designs website, everything on, if you're trying to look for anything for Ghostbusters, Ecto-1, it always shows, for whatever reason, almost everything he has on his webpage says sold out. And he doesn't seem to keep anything in stock, and he doesn't do the make the order kind of thing like Mike Lane does. You know, where you can order something and then he makes it and ships it to you. He waits and he takes his time putting anything back on the website. So I've been waiting for about a year for him to make some of his stuff or it's not sold out. But anyway, the item I ordered is like it's a panoramic rearview mirror. And it's nice quality. It does have some little protectors over the mirrors. Now, according to him, on this one, the panoramic mirror, is that this is what it looks like in the actual car. Now, I'm not sure if it is or not, but I like it. But it's good quality, though. It actually, there's no modification to make this fit. According to what I saw on this, is that it's a direct fit. Replaces the one that comes from the one that Eagle Moss sends with the model. The brackets that come with the model will actually go on this, so you don't even have to modify anything to make this fit. It's a direct fit, so no modification needed. So that's a nice part about that. But as soon as I ordered it, as soon as he made this available on his website, it sold out within 3 weeks. It was already sold out. I was one of the lucky ones that got one. So if you wanting this, it might be a while before he makes any more, because it's been forever to get him to make any mods. Okay, first thing I wanted to show you is what his website is. I'm on the Ecto-1 part of it. As you can see, everything is sold out pretty much. I've been wanting to get what they call the strobe light thing. I've been waiting on this for about since last year, and it's always sold out, and I don't know when he's gonna make some more. And then he has the lower bumper lights, which I also want to get. I'm also wanting to get these exhaust brackets. I'm also wanting to get that windshield wiper thing bottle. and the fuel tank cover. And I've already got that vent right there. That's the vent I was talking about. I don't think I showed that yet, but I got that vent. I also have, in one of the videos where I'm putting stickers on the Ecto 1's engine, this is where they came from. So it came from Mr. Fusion Design, and then those sold out probably within a month after I got mine. So those sold out fast, and so did this. This is the panoramic mirror. It pretty much shows what it looks like inside the car. I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see. But it's a direct fit inside there. But he doesn't seem to be in any big hurry to get started on making these. It's always sold out. So if you ever, I would suggest if you sign up for a newsletter or something, he'll might actually probably tell you when things are available. But yeah, some of these mods I've been trying to get my hands on, and it's been over a year. It's been almost a year now, and he still hasn't got this stuff in stock yet. So he still has a bunch of those rear interior stickers, and he still has the floor vent grill. Not too many people must be buying them because he still has those. But the other mods that everybody's salting after, he can't even keep them in stock. So anyway, there's that mod. Okay, our next mod, or should I say, I don't know if it's a mod, it's more or less a tool. It's for decal alignment tools. And it's like when you're getting ready to put decals on your car doors and things like that, you get an alignment tool. And I ordered that mod, and I will show that to you. That's the picture of it. It shows you, it helps you line up, it basically helps you line up the stickers where they belong on the car door, so you don't, have it where you want it to be. Kind of does that. Alright. Okay. Here's the tool for the decals. It looks like it's been 3D printed, so it probably is. I mean, you're only going to be using it like once. Once you put the decals on the car, you won't need it anymore. So it's not that expensive. It don't cost very much for these. Probably about $10, I think, American. But yeah, you can see it was 3D printed and then glued together, but it'll still work. So it came to me like this. So I didn't do this. So it's been glued because he did, I guess, the way he printed it. I don't know why he couldn't do that in one piece though. Doesn't make sense. Or maybe he did and it probably broke or something and he had to glue it. I don't know the story behind that, why it's glued. But it'll still work. I mean, you can still use it to line it up on. This goes on the back door, so to make the alignment. Now, while I got the camera angle down here, before I show it on the website, I also got these little things. Now, when you're doing the Ecto 1, occasionally they'll send you what they call a special shipment. Okay, what they do is they send you, I don't know when they're supposed to ship it, with all the delays and everything. There's supposed to be like Proton Packs in one of their shipments, sometime in the near future. I'm not sure exactly when. But whenever I get the Proton Packs that come, I heard that there's going to be a special shipment called for Proton Packs that you put in the back of the car. Well, they're talking about that the wands are not setting right beside the Proton Packs. They kind of go wherever they want to go. They won't stay beside them. Well, this mod, you connect it onto your Ecto 1, it actually clips it in place. It clips it on the side, so it will actually hold the wand next to the pack for each one, so they're like they would if they were storing them in the car. So you get 5 of these in a package, and you got 5 screws and 5. They just basically screw on to the. They just basically screw on. Now when I flip the camera around, I'll show you what this looks like on the website. Okay, this is one of the Proton Packs from in one of the special shipments. They look like this, and you put the little mod on it, and allows it to, it just screws into the bottom side of the wand like that. I can't show you because I don't have the Proton Packs yet, so. But this is how they make them look. It's clips right onto the side so they don't come off, or so they don't flap around or whatever, or just go loosely. But this is what they look like when they're on. I think it looks kind of cool. So that's what these little things are. They're the little clips that go on there. So whenever I get the Proton Packs, whenever I get those, and I'll be able to put these on. Okay. The next mod. The next one. It's not really a mod, but it's actually like an add-on or something like that you can put with your model to display it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, well, what it is actually is a blueprint of the Ecto-1. It comes in an acrylic card like this, and it's basically, it's got a lot of details and stuff on there if you look at it real close. There ain't nothing on the back. It's a laminated card, but it's a blueprint of the Ecto-1. I also have one for the Fast and Furious, as you can see. Very detailed information about the car, that kind of thing. They're laminated cards, so they should last a long time, but they come in this little acrylic stand, which I'm not going to open it but until I'm ready to put it on. But it's an acrylic stand that you can stick the card in, and it'll help protect it, and it also stands up right next to your model. So I think that'll look kind of cool to go with the model. It's like an add-on for your model. So that's as far as I can zoom out. So, but yeah, it's like an acrylic stand that goes for your, it stands up kind of like that, or it just kind of stands up like that, and you just stick the card in it. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Well, that's all the mods I got so far. There are more coming. As soon as I get some more from Mike Lanes, I'll make another video for that. And I don't know when I'm going to get the next shipment for the models, either one of them from Fan Home or Eagle Moss, because they're currently in a moving from one location to another. So it could be a month, it could be 2, it could be 3. I mean, it depends on, according to Eagle Moss, they said it could take up to 3 months to get them moved. So I don't know when that's supposed to happen. But the thing is about Eagle Moss, I'm not sure if they lied to him or they just kind of exaggerated something. They said as soon as they got, while they're moving, they were going to send 2 shipments a month. That's what they told me in the email. And when they started saying that they were going to be moving to another location, and he said, and if you want to do this, you don't have to do anything. We'll automatically do it. Like every 2 weeks, we'll send you a shipment while we're doing the move. That way, you'll get 2 shipments a month. It's been a month and a half and I haven't received a shipment. So I don't know if they forgot what they said or if they just didn't want to do that. Because they did say if you didn't want to do that, you let them know. But if you do want to do it, you didn't have to do anything. And then they would automatically ship you a shipment every 2 weeks. I was excited. I was like, oh, I'll get 2 shipments a month instead of 1 while they're doing their move. I haven't received one from them since they moved, or since they started moving. So I don't know if they forgot what they said or if they just decided not to do it or what's going on. They just didn't follow through with it. And Fan Home, I guess they're still moving, because I tried to log into the website and they will not. You can't even log in right now. I tried to log in. I think their server's down because they're moving all their computers and all their equipment to another warehouse. So it could take like 2 or 3 months before they get moved. So whenever they start, whenever they get moved, and they'll resume their shipping, from both companies. So anyway, I thought I'd just throw that out there. I got some new mods, and stuff to go with the cars. So I thought I'd show it to you, because I don't know when I'm going to get another model shipment. I don't know when that's going to happen as soon as they get finished doing their move. So, oh, excuse me. While I'm thinking about it, I had an issue happen with my car. Those that want to know about, my Malibu that I drive, I had something that happened to me, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think I know what it might be. It's something bad happened. I know I didn't wreck it. No, I was going to work. I think 2 days ago. What day is this? I've been working 7 days a week, so it's hard to keep track of the days sometimes. I worked yesterday, so the day before, I was going to work, and for whatever reason, I was almost I was almost at work, and the car just it it's like I took off, and it's like it lost power. It was still running. I tried to hit the gas pedal, it wouldn't go. It started slowing down. And I hit the gas, it wasn't doing anything. It was just idling down. It's like, it's like it was getting slower. It was just idling down. And I can't mimic what the car sounds like. I'm just saying it started idling down more and more. And it's like I hit the gas, it wouldn't move. It wasn't going. It was already, I was doing like 25 or 30. And I had to pull off the side of the road right before the interstate. And as soon as I stopped, the engine died. I tried to start it. I tried to start it, and it wouldn't start. It would crank kind of like a it was doing that number. I'm not sure why it was doing that. Well, I kept trying to start it. After about 10 seconds of doing that, I smelled smoke. I was like, uh-oh. And then about another 5 seconds later, I seen black smoke coming out from under the hood of my car. While I was sitting there trying to crank it. I was trying to crank it, and the more I did it, then I started smelling something burn. And then I saw black smoke coming out from under the car. It wasn't a big bellow of black smoke. It was just a light amount coming from the side of the hood, on the right side of the hood, or passenger side, coming out from under the hood. So I quit trying to start it and let it sit. I had to call work and told them I couldn't make it to work, and I had to use a personal day. And then I called AAA and had them come pick me up. When I got the car home, I was looking for a burnt wire. I figured it was probably a wire burnt, and that's where the smoke came from. Well, I looked under the hood, and I didn't really see anything that stood out. I was looking at every wire that I saw. I was looking around the firewall. I was looking around the engine. I didn't see anything burnt. I looked down where the battery was at, and I saw one wire, a ground wire, not a battery cable wire, but a regular grounding wire that was hooked to the... I got like a distribution block sitting right beside the battery. I got one for the hot wires that go into it, and then I got one for the ground. So I had one wire that was a ground wire, and it was completely melted. It melted the wire. It was like a wire about, I don't know how, I guess it was about 2 feet long, maybe 1.5 feet long or something like that. Every bit of insulation on that wire was melted. Why did it melt a ground wire? It didn't melt a hot wire, it melted a ground wire while I was trying to start it. Why did it do that? I'm stumped on this. I've asked this, I asked a few of my friends, and they don't know either. They said that's kind of odd. Why would it melt a ground wire when I'm trying to start the car? It wasn't hot. It was a ground wire. I have like 3 or 4 grounding points on my car. I have one on the firewall that goes to the back of the engine. I have a ground wire that goes from the battery to where the bracket, where the alternator is mounted onto the engine. I have a grounding wire right there on the head. And then I put in the wire that melted has been on the car for like that wire's been on the car probably about 7 or 8 years, and I've never had a problem out of it. All the other wires are not that old. I replaced them last year. So that one wire has been on the car for at least 7 or 8 years. And that's the one that melted. So I'm assuming that wire got weak, and then it just let go. But why would it melt a ground wire? when you're trying to start the car. When it wouldn't start back, it literally got hot. The wire got hot and it melted the insulation on it. The whole length of it, not just a little part of it. It was a whole length of it was melted. I don't understand that. I mean, if anybody is a car guy that's watching this, if you know anybody that is a car guy, could you direct them to this part of the video? It's like, why would a ground wire melt when you're trying to start your car after it stalled out, and then you try to start it back and it melts a ground wire? My brain is not comprehending this. I mean, what would cause that? I've never had it do that before. I've had a hot wire do that a long time ago when I burned one on the header and the car wouldn't start. It wouldn't even try to crank. Anyway, when I got the car home, and I saw that, I took that wire off of it. I decided, well, maybe it won't need that because I've already got 3 other grounding points on the engine, so I don't think I need that 4th one. So I took it off. I removed it. And I think I seen a little bit of corrosion, so I went ahead and cleaned that up. On the terminals, not the terminals, the battery was fine. But the distribution blocks where I got the hots and the grounds going to, they're separate. They're right next to the battery. They had a little corrosion on because you got dissimilar metals together, like copper and then silver, or copper and whatever that other metal is. It looks like it's chrome, but it's not. It's when you got 2 different metals going together or touching, it causes corrosion. So you have to put like this grease or some kind of spray or whatever, and it kills it. It keeps it, basically makes the 2 different metals, where they don't corrode against each other. So I cleaned all that up. I fixed all that. I get in the car to start it. It cranks over, but it won't start. It cranks. It's got a really strong. I thought maybe something happened with the starter when I saw smoke that day, and before I realized that it burned a wire, and I thought maybe I burned up my starter. No, it starts fine. It cranks fine. It's a very fast. It's one of those mini starters, one of those high torque mini starters. It's fine. It didn't hurt it. It's not singed or anything. It's nothing burnt on it. Everything looks fine on it. Just that one ground wire got burned, and everything else is fine. I can't figure that one out. Okay, so you have that. I took that wire off. Now it just cranks over, but it won't even try to start. I don't even think it's getting a spark. So I've come to the conclusion. I mean, I have an HEI distributor, so I'm assuming that I probably fried a coil. I think it's time to change coils on it anyway. So it's probably that, or probably the distributor module went bad. It's either the distributor is messed up, or the distributor module is messed up, or the coil is fried. One of the 3. One of those 3 things would cause the car where you can still crank it, but it won't start. Okay, first thing you probably say, well, you're getting plenty of fuel. Yeah, I'm holding about 9 pounds of fuel pressure on my fuel gauge that's on there. It's getting fuel. You can smell it. So the fuel pump's working. Okay, it's getting air, so that's good too, but I don't think it's getting spark. So what I ended up ordering some parts, and I'm going to replace my distributor cap and rotor button. I think it's time for that too. Anyway, it's probably corroded or something. I haven't got all the parts yet, so I did order a distributor cap, rotor button kit. Ordered a new coil. My coil is one of those XL super coils, and I can't find it in the store, so you have to actually order it, and it takes about 3 days to get here. So, and then you got and I went ahead and got a module for it too. So I'm gonna change all 3 when I get the stuff. And there's another issue going on with the car too. While I'm talking about cars, I had to change carburetors on it. My old carburetor just needs to be rebuilt. So I had a spare carburetor, in the put away that I purchased last year. It's a 650 double pumper, but it's more of a modern type of carburetor. It's got the little sight glasses on the side of the fuel bowls. When I first put the carburetor on it did fine. It did great. This was like 2 months ago, right after I got my transmission fixed. Okay, it ran great, and it did good, but it was idling a little high. So I turned the idle speed down on it, and about halfway to work, probably about, I was getting closer, I was about halfway to work. And what ended up happening was, you could smell fuel build up. You could smell it like somebody was running really rich. And it did that for like 3 minutes. You could smell it. And it's like, well, somebody's running real rich. It turned out it was me. If the car was running rich. All of a sudden, it let out a big pow. It ignited the unburnt fuel, and it backfired through the exhaust pipe. You can smell the gas, and then after the gas, it ignited it. You can smell it. I mean, you can smell the gas buildup, and all of a sudden, it just ignited like a firecracker going off. My car had never backfired before. Never. This is the first time it's ever done it. It ain't a timing thing, and no, it's not a timing thing. It's like you can smell gas first for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it would just pow, real loud. It scared the crap out of you. If you're not expecting it, it happens, and I mean, it makes you jumpy. Anyway, and all I did was adjust the idle speed down, and that was it. So I figured, okay, well, there's something going on with the fuel pressure. So I turned the idle speed back up the next day, and then I start tinkering with I got a vacuum gauge that I hooked up to the carburetor, and you start adjusting the fuel mixture screws. I turned them in all the way, and then I backed them out 1.5 turns on each one. I got 4 screws on my carburetor. I turned out 1.5 turns on each screw, and I put the vacuum gauge on it. The higher the vacuum you can get on your gauge, the better the car will run. It basically just, it sets it where it'll run really good. That's how you adjust your fuel mixture screws. So I started doing that, and I noticed it was running a little rough, and it was smelling like it was running really rich. That's not good. You don't want to run your car real rich too much, because you could damage your engine that way. Basically, what ends up happening if you're running the car real rich, it's basically washing your cylinder walls with fuel, which can actually get into your engine oil and cause damage to your engine. That's very bad. So you don't want it doing that. So I was trying to lean it up a little bit. You turn the screws in to lean it, and then when you want to make it rich, you back the screws back out. Or is that the other way around? Anyway, I think when you open it up, you're making it rich. When you turn them in, it makes them lean. So it makes it leaner. So I started turning the screws in about 1/2 turn on each screw. Well, it started running smooth and everything, and it started smelling like it was running lean. But then it turned rich again right after without me touching it. I'm looking at I got a fuel pressure gauge right beside my carburetor. It's putting out about 11 pounds of PSI, pounds per square inch, of fuel pressure going to the carburetor. Well, my carburetor, if you got a carburetor, you're not supposed to go over like 7.5 to 8 pounds. If you go more than that, it'll go past the needle and seat and make your carburetor flood. It'll flood your carburetor because it can't hold back that pressure. It's too much pressure. And I got a mechanical fuel pump, so why is it putting out 11 or 12 pounds of pressure? I've never had one that done that much pressure before. But yet, this is the same setup I've had on my car for over a year, and it ran fine with it until 2 months ago. All of a sudden, now it's not running fine with it. But it's been fine for over a year. Ever since last year when I had the engine put in the car, back in January of last year, all the way up until now, it's been running fine up until 2 months ago. And now it's running too rich. But it's the same fuel pump I've had on it for a year. Now all of a sudden it's running rich. It's not leaking. I looked at the fuel pump. It's not leaking anywhere. But the fuel pressure gauge shows that it's putting out 11 or 12, sometimes 12, up to 12 pounds. And that's too much for a carburetor. But before that, it was putting out like 8 pounds before. And now it's putting out like 11 or 12. So something's going on with the fuel pump. And I don't know why it's doing that. So, but anyway, I ended up getting a fuel pressure regulator for it. That's for a mechanical fuel pump. So if I could bring the fuel pressure down. Okay, it goes down to 4 pounds. The range on the fuel pressure regulator is made by Holley, and it's one of their cheaper ones that works with mechanical fuel pumps. The maximum it puts out is like 9 pounds of fuel pressure, and it goes down to 4.5. They're like, okay, we'll try that. Maybe we can bring it down to 7. I want to put it on 7 pounds, but I can't get it to come down. As soon as I put the regulator on there and I try to adjust it, it stays at 9 pounds. Even when I tighten the fuel pump or the regulator, when I turn it down to as low as it'll go, it's still putting out 9 pounds. It won't go down past 9. It won't go down to 7 or 8 or anything like that. It stays at 9 pounds. Even when I tighten it down all the way, it's still putting out 9 pounds of fuel pressure. Like, why is it doing that? You know, I don't understand that either. I mean, I don't know why. I guess the fuel pump's too much for it. So what I've decided to do is that I'm going to change my fuel pump too. I found one that goes up to maximum of 7, and that'd be perfect for the carburetor. So then maybe I can get it to quit running rich, you know, and then maybe I can actually tune on the carburetor and make it where it's supposed to be, and not try to make it kind of baby it a little bit, you know. Maybe it'll, you know, but after I put the regulator on there, it stays at 9 pounds, no matter where I set it at. No matter what the setting is, it won't come down past 9 pounds. It stays at 9. Because that's the maximum capacity that fuel pressure regulator can take. It won't go above that. It stays at 9 pounds, but it won't go below it either. It stays at 9 pounds. So ever since I put that on there, it don't backfire anymore. It was a fuel backfire, not a timing backfire. Okay, it was just fuel, because you would smell, it would get rich all of a sudden, and then it would ignite and be like a firecracker going off in your car. It's like you take an M80 firecracker and you light it inside your car with the windows rolled up. Yeah, kind of let that sink in a minute. When it does the igniting like that, that's how loud it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to change the fuel pump to a lower capacity fuel pump and see if that fixes the fueling problem. I'm going to fix that when I get the parts. And I'm going to put a new distributor cap rotor button on it. I'm also going to upgrade the distributor module inside of it. I got a high performance chip to go in it. That's easy to change. It goes underneath the rotor button inside the distributor. If you're familiar with the HEI's type of ignition, that's what that type of distributor. And the coil is mounted inside the cap, so it's easy to change out that too. So I'm going to go ahead and change all 3 out at the same time. I'm assuming what happened is that while I was driving down the road, and then all of a sudden it starts to stall out. Basically, it's running, but it's like it's idling down, and you start slowing down. You hit the gas and it's not going. It's not moving. It's moving, but I was doing like 20 or 30 miles an hour when it did this. And I'm hitting the gas and it's not going any faster. It's getting slower. And you hit the gas, it ain't doing nothing other than slowing down. You pull off the side of the road and then the engine dies. And the only time it started smoking a wire, when it burnt a wire, that like a ground wire, is when I tried to crank it to get it to start back up. And it burnt a wire. It melted a wire when I tried to crank it. It didn't do that while it was, you know, when it runs normal, it did not melt the wire then. So only when the engine didn't want to start back because of the coil or because of the module or the distributor cap could be bad too. I don't know. But I don't think it's a cap and rotor button. But it might have corrosion on it. I'm going to check for that when I get it off. Another scenario when I said it could be possibly the distributor. What if the little rod inside the distributor is broke? I've actually had a distributor do that to me once, where you could spin the rotor button while it was still inside the engine, and it's like the shaft inside the little shaft inside the distributor was actually broke. When I first got my car many years ago, probably within the first 2 months. It had like a stock HEI distributor in it, and it looked like it was pretty old. I mean, it looked like a very old distributor, and it ended up breaking the shaft inside the distributor. You could turn the rotor button like this by hand while it was still in the engine, and you pull the distributor out, and you could turn the gear with the rotor sitting still. You could turn the gear on the bottom of it, and the rotor didn't spin. So I hope it's not that. I mean, that distributor ain't that old, so it shouldn't be that, but that's like worst case scenario. So, yes, that's the issues I'm having with my car right now. So if there's any car guys out there, or if you know anybody that's a mechanic, can you kind of ask them what, the issues that I'm having? Or if you can just direct them to this video towards the end of this video and just kind of point them at it and see if they can answer, and put the comment below in the comments. I'm asking for a little help on my car problems and see if I'm on the right track. Could I have burned out a coil? Could I messed up the distributor? Could it have been a module? Or could it have been all three? Because, I mean, when I tried to start it yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before, after I took that old burnt wire off of it, after I took that messed up wire off, I tried to crank it. It cranks fine. So the starter's not hurt. And I know the alternator wouldn't be the issue either, because you could start an engine without an alternator, but you won't it won't run very long because it'll drain your battery. It's not good for it, but it will run without an alternator. So I know the alternator is not the reason why it's not starting. It's got a full charge on the battery and it cranks fast, but it's not starting. It cranks without starting. It won't start. I crank, no start is what it's doing right now. So until I get all my parts that I ordered, I can't do anything to it. So, but when I get the parts, I'll do it, and then I have to do it before I go to work. Because we've been working 7 days a week, and I haven't had I had last weekend off because of the holiday, Good Friday. And, but now, we're working 7 days, so if we get a day off next weekend, I'll probably work on it then. I should have everything for it where I can start working on it and just change all that stuff out at one time. As long as it ain't raining, then I should be able to work on it. I don't have a garage to work in. It's out in the gravel. And if you saw that one video where I showed what the car looked like. So, yeah, if you know a mechanic, or if you're a mechanic, and you can tell me if I'm on the right track as far as changing out the coil, or maybe the distributor module, or even the distributor. I'm gonna look at all three to make sure the distributor ain't hurt. If I can turn the rotor button and it bounces back, if it bounces back, then I know the distributor is good. I know the shaft ain't broke. So I know if the rotor button keeps turning, then we know I broke a shaft inside the distributor, and that's probably why it ain't starting. I hope it ain't that. So cross your fingers and hope it ain't that. If it's a bad coil, that would explain why it's not even trying to start. I don't even think it's getting a spark. So I didn't check for spark, but you can usually tell if it's going to try to start, because you'll hear it try to kick in a little bit. Even if it didn't try to start, you could tell it. It's just cranking. It's not even trying to. It's not even trying to do that. It's just. That's all it's doing. There's no. There's no try to ignite. There's nothing of that. It's not even trying to start. So. Okay. I kind of extended this video past the mods that I showed at the beginning of the video. So, but yeah, I just had to get that out there. If there's any, I'm reaching out for, if anybody knows a mechanic. If you stuck around to the end of the video to watch this, I would appreciate it. If you want to put some, if you want to put your comment down below and let me know what you think it might be. Because sometimes when you're working 7 days a week and you got a lot on your mind, you're not really thinking clear. So right now I'm kind of looking for other suggestions that I could look at. Now keep in mind, it's not a new car. I'm talking about my 80 Malibu that's having this issue on it right now, but it's mostly mechanical issues that have it. But if it's electrical, it ain't very much electrical on it. You're looking at HEI distributor with a coil in the cap, and then you got a chip inside the distributor. That's it for electrical, other than the battery and alternator. That's it. There ain't nothing else electrical under the hood. It's just, that's the only thing other than the headlights, taillights. Your gauges on, the gauges are mechanical. They're analog. Whatever. But ain't anything other, electronic or computers on my car. So I'm assuming it's just something in the distributor is keeping it from starting. Something happened. But I think it's probably a coil. It's probably a bad coil or something. But I'm going to upgrade the chip while I have it off. When I have to take the cap off anyway, and I got to look at it and inspect it. So I might as well just change the chip out. I was wanting to upgrade it anyway, so I'll probably be doing that when I have the cap off of it. So if the cap's bad, I'll change it. If it's okay, I'll keep it on there a little longer. But it's good to have it on standby just in case you need the extra parts. It's always good especially for mine. I always like to keep the extra stuff, just in case something happens. So, because my parts take a little while to get here. Usually, my parts, if I have to go to the store to have anything ordered, it usually takes anywhere between 2 to 5 days to get my parts. If I order off of Amazon or order off of Summit Racing or Jags or anything like that, it still takes a week to get here. So, but I find it cheaper online to find the parts I need online than I do if I went to the store here locally and still have to wait a week to get my parts. I might as well just order them online and wait a week and get them cheaper than it would if I would have go to the parts store. So it'd be the same weight. It's just be a little cheaper if I order them online. Anyway, I lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry. I got to work this afternoon, so it's a Saturday, and I got to work today and tomorrow. It sucks, but I got to work. So anyway, it's good money though, but I'm so tired. So anyway, I'll if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to comment about the mods, you can do that. If you want to comment about the car, the way it's been, how it acted, you can comment on that. If you have any comments about the fuel problem, that I should downgrade the fuel pump or do something different with the fuel system. I thought about getting an electric fuel pump at one time in the future, but that's kind of out of my price range right now, okay? So I'm sticking with a mechanical pump. But anyway, if you have anything to say about the car or say anything about the mods or anything, leave your comments down below the video. I will put links to each one of the websites for the mods that I purchased, and I will put a link to each one of those so you can go check them out. Check out the websites where you can get the mods if you're interested in that. And I'll also put links to both Fan Home and Eagle Moss, although since they're moving, I don't know if the Fan Home website's up yet. I tried logging in yesterday and it wouldn't let me log in. It just sat there and gave me this little loading circle on the screen for like 30 minutes. So I'm assuming their servers are down right now. Maybe after they get finalized to their final location, then everything will be back up and running again. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button down below the video. You hit the notification bell beside the subscribe button if you want to. It'll let you know when I publish a new video. When I release a new video, it'll let you know. It'll also tell YouTube that you like this type of content, and you'll be able to see other content creators that are doing very similar stuff like model car builds and things like that, like World of Wayne and a few others that I've been watching, and doing the same Ecto 1 and Dodge Charger and things like that. There are other people out there doing the same model. So, and yeah, if you want to comment and subscribe and like and all that, and anybody that is a car mechanic or somebody that knows a car mechanic, show them the end part of this video where I talk about my car. They don't have to watch the beginning where about the mods or anything. Just show them the end part and see if they can give me some tidbits on if I'm on the right track or if I'm off track and I need to go in a different direction. So let me know if you know anything about an old classic car that still runs, but you have some mechanical issues here and there that need to be addressed with fuel and the ignition system and the fuel system. and what I can do to improve it, if it's in my budget. Okay? Okay. Damn, I let this video go a little longer than I thought. Okay, so I gotta go. I'll see you when I see you. The next time I make another video, hopefully it'll be another mod video, or it could be another Ecto 1, or it could be another Dodge Charger video. Who knows? Until then, I'll see you when I see you. Bye.